It's windy today and dark and a little bit rainy, but I still felt like coming to Victor's Way. And when I see this, the starving Buddha, I feel the need to make a recording for you so you can see the Buddha before he reached enlightenment. It's very interesting. You see his face. There's nothing there behind his eyes. He's empty, vacant soul. Ribs and bones. Empty and hollow. I always like Victor's Way. It's in County Wicklow in Ireland. And it does the dark night of the soul. It's a contemplative, meditative walk. But Victor's not without his sense of humour. Victor was a priest who commissioned these statues. And you can see it has its nice little quirks here, little lizard. So the idea would be to sit opposite the starving Buddha, if you resonate with this particular character, and ask what it is that you hunger for. As I speak of sense of humour, you can see in his back pocket, maybe tucked in behind his cloak, possibly the reason why he hasn't yet found enlightenment. Distraction. Too many distractions in our world right now. Many people starving, seeking and searching, but searching and seeking and looking in all the wrong places. So I have my pigtails because it's neater for my hair. I have a big mat in my curls, so tying it back is helpful. So seeking and searching for what you're starving for in all the wrong places, I think is really important for you right now, for all of us, to look at our patterns. One of my patterns, and I'm not afraid to share, is using food as a buffer for what I feel, using food to put on weight, to anchor into that weight, so that I'm kind of more anchored into that than into maybe the world or what's going on, using food as comfort. That comes from needing to self-soothe as a child. And I don't need to do that anymore, and I haven't needed to do that for years. I don't look like a starving Buddha. One of the things actually that was funny was looking at Buddha in his roundedness and his happiness, thinking he's happy because he doesn't need to go on a diet, he doesn't care how much weight he carries. And as soon as I realized that, then I stopped needing to worry. And that's one of the things that we do, we worry. What's everyone else thinking? What if I do this? What if I don't do this? What I should do, what I shouldn't do? And yet we're still seeking, we're still searching. So I guess what I'm saying is, the other day I didn't need food, but I wanted some snacks. Sometimes food can be fun. So I said to myself, I can give myself anything that I want. I don't have to deny myself anything. I'm not needing this food, I'm wanting the food, and it's different. Something inside me eased, and I had it, and I really enjoyed it. And what was interesting was I wasn't attached to it. I left it there on the table. I was doing something else at the time as well, and I had forgotten about it. And I didn't feel like I needed to finish everything. You know, what's really useful is to have clothes pegs around. And clothes pegs as a way to stop and say, I've had enough, and then you can just seal up the bag, put the clothes peg on it, put it aside, and save it for the next time. But some part of me was joyful that I allowed myself to have the snacks because I wanted them. And I suppose growing up in a family where you were treated, you've been a good girl, you can have some sweets. In a way, I feel I need to treat myself from time to time. And I think a lot of us do that. I think a lot of us do that. I'm going to keep going because there's another statue here I'd like you to see before I finish. So when it comes down to this eclipse season, I'll swoop around again so I'm not conscious of my face on there. When it comes to the eclipse season, and the way the energies are all behind us now for giving up something that's detrimental. Maybe it's not the food itself that you have to give up. Maybe it's the way that you need it. The pattern is you think you have to, whereas you don't. You know, it's nice to have nice things, and if I feel like a packet of popcorn, some crisps, a few bits of licorice, which is my latest thing at the moment that I like, a piece of chocolate, you know. And last night I went through all my chocolate bars, found one that was open, had a piece, and put it back. And when I was in the throes of my emotional eating, I could never do that. I could never stop. I had to eat it all. And there's the difference. So you have another statue here. It's not the one I was expecting, but it's probably the one that we're needing to see. And this one, I'll just check before I tell you. Start telling you what it is. It's called the Nirvana Man, alias Mr. Cool. He has achieved enlightenment. So first we were with starving Buddha, who was starving for it. He's achieved enlightenment, and he blew out his inner storm, and he's at rest, and he's at peace. So we take a closer look at him. He's not starving. He's not bloated. Interesting. He has a foot down on the ground and a foot up here for support. He has a blissful look on his face. And he can have his sweets and his chocolates, and he can not have them if he doesn't want them. And that's the difference. So it's not about not having. So when we talk about releasing patterns, what does it really mean to let go of a pattern that doesn't serve you? It doesn't mean creating another pattern of denial that also doesn't serve you. So I hope you found this useful. What I've wanted to do is do live streams, and what I've ended up doing is doing more of these videos. Here's me and Mr. Cool with his little belly. So more natural approach. I'm here, I have something to say. Why the hell don't just say it? And I was just doing these for my inner circle, my healing circle. But you know, there's so many things going on, so much happening. It's important to share these thoughts. So we've just come out of a second eclipse window. To put a time and date on this video, we're in the middle of May 2022, isn't it? Could be anywhere. But here's the opportunity for you to see, is your mind getting in the way? What you want, or what you think you want, or what you think you should, versus what actually serves. You know, I'll bet you here that Mr. Cool here has no problem having a pint of beer with his mates, laughing, joking, maybe going to the football, and still making the time to sit in silence. You know, to have his piece of chocolate cake and to eat it and to enjoy life for all of the richness that we have here. So I guess that's my message to you. Make the time for yourself. Don't stay in your head with what you think you should be doing. Ask your heart what you need to be doing. And my heart was lifted when I had some snacks. And my heart was lifted coming here. And my heart is lifted connecting to nature. And you know, that's what it's about. It's about being in Nirvana while you are still alive in this lifetime. So I think perhaps this statue here, he's also missing his phone. That's what I think. I think he's missing his phone because it's not about denial anymore. It's about discipline. It's about balance. It's about protecting yourself. And it's about listening to your heart. So thank you for listening to me. And I'll do this again. Okay.